Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into some really interesting research from late 2024.
That's right, a study in cell discovery.
Yeah, it's about using stem cells,
Mm-hmm.
specifically looking at extending fertility in aging monkeys and, what that might mean for aging overall.
We're drawing from stem cells extend monkey fertility for this?
Right. So our mission is basically to unpack this, see what the potential is, but keep it accessible. No getting bogged down in jargon.
Okay, so the model they used is key here. Cynomolgus monkeys.
Because they're genetically pretty close to humans, right?
Exactly. Really valuable for studying reproductive aging. So the researchers introduced what they call M cells.
M cells.
Yeah, mesenchymal-like stem cells. They come from human embryonic stem cells. And they put these directly into the ovaries of older female monkeys.
Okay, wait. So, important point. These M cells aren't actually turning into new eggs themselves.
Yeah, that's crucial. They don't become eggs. Instead, they seem to work through something called paracrine signaling.
So, like sending out helpful messages, improving the local environment for the existing cells.
Precisely. They secrete beneficial factors. And the results were, well, quite significant.
What did they see?
They saw reproductive hormones like oestradiol and progesterone start to come back up. These usually decline pretty sharply with age.
Okay, that's big. What else?
A really noticeable drop in ovarian fibrosis. That's scar tissue, basically, which can really impair how the ovaries work.
Less scarring, better function. Makes sense.
And more, too. They saw signs of improved mitochondrial function, the energy factories in the cell.
Better energy.
And even evidence suggesting enhanced DNA repair mechanisms were kicking in.
Wow. Okay, but here's the part that really stood out to me. One of the treated monkeys actually had a baby, a healthy one.
Yes. It's probably the most striking finding. It suggests this wasn't just tweaking levels in a dish, it was actually restoring functional fertility.
So the takeaway from that functional aspect is what? That age-related decline might not be totally irreversible?
In this context, yes. It points towards the potential for actually restoring function, not just, slowing down the inevitable decline.
That's quite a thought. And it really sets this apart from current approaches, doesn't it? Like hormone therapy or IVF.
Completely different. Those treatments manage symptoms or bypass certain issues, but they don't really address the fundamental aging of the ovary itself.
Whereas this seems to be going deeper, revitalizing the actual ovarian microenvironment.
Exactly. The idea is these M cells help create a more youthful setting. They seem to promote tissue regeneration, calm inflammation, boost cellular repair.
Which are all like core mechanisms in anti-aging research generally, aren't they? Not just for ovaries.
Absolutely. That's why the implications could be much broader.
Right. So if you zoom out, extending reproductive health isn't just about having babies later in life. It ties into overall health, doesn't it?
Definitely. We know ovarian aging impacts women's health systemically. Think cardiovascular risk, bone density, even cognitive function. So delaying that could have widespread benefits.
And the mechanisms themselves, the paracrine signaling, less fibrosis, better mitochondria, you see those popping up in other areas too.
Oh, yes. Regenerative medicine research looking at, say, brain health or muscle repair is very interested in these same processes. It suggests common pathways might be involved in aging across different tissues.
It's fascinating. But we need to be careful here, right? This is still early days. Monkeys, not humans.
Absolutely critical point. This is not ready for human application. Far from it.
What are the next steps? Safety must be huge.
Paramount. Rigorous testing is needed. You have to rule out risks like tumor formation or unwanted immune reactions. That takes time and very careful study.
So cautious optimism is the phrase.
I think that captures it well. There's excitement, but it's tempered with the need for caution and more research. But it does represent a potential shift.
A shift in how we view aging itself. Not just managing decline, but potentially revitalizing systems.
Exactly. Moving beyond just extending lifespan towards actually restoring function to fundamental systems.
It makes you wonder, if ovaries can potentially be rejuvenated, what else might be possible down the line? What other organs?
It certainly opens up that line of thinking. It pushes us to see aging as maybe less of a one-way street and more as a biological process we can potentially influence.
So as you think about this deep dive, maybe consider this. How could these kinds of advances in regenerative medicine truly redefine what we mean by a healthy lifespan? Could it be about more than just adding years, but actually revitalizing life itself?